This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(6:15). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Ramesh Piris, read by Soundit Thavam. The head of state informs the Mahasangha on the measures taken by the government to control the spread of COVID-19 and the Kotalavla Defence University Bill. The COVID-19 recovery tally is on the rise. The intensified vaccination program continues. The leader of the opposition says a group of activists, including himself, will oppose the John Kotalavla Defence University Bill. The Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to identify appropriate election law reforms and the electoral system receives proposals from 21 political parties and civil organisations. The Justice Minister receives the Judicial Service Development Report. 4 more animals suspected to be COVID positive at the Dehiwala Zoo. In international news, the British Prime Minister is taking another huge gamble by lifting lockdowns in England from tomorrow. In sports cricket, Ishan Kishan and Bhanuka Rajapaksa get first ODI caps in the Sri Lanka-India tour opener. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa informed the Mahasangha on the measures taken by the government to control the spread of COVID-19, including its vaccination drive and the Kotalavla Defence University Bill. The President expressed confidence that all the vaccinations received since the arrival of the first batch of the AstraZeneca vaccines on January 28th and the district-level vaccination programs implemented across the country will pave the way to complete the administering 2 doses of the vaccine for the persons who are over the age of 30 before the end of August. It is also expected to complete the vaccination drive in the Kandy district before the Dalada Perahera. The President pointed out that the World Health Organization has commended the vaccination process in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka has become one of the leading countries in South Asia in vaccination. President Rajapaksa pointed out that unconstructive opposition of certain groups to policy decisions taken for the benefit of the future of the country is a grave injustice to the future generations. The President also stated that the obstacles existing in the University Grants Commission Act will be removed and the Kotalavla Defence University will be brought under its purview. The Ministry of Health says that another 843 patients who were being treated for COVID-19 have been discharged after completing their recovery. This increases the country's coronavirus recoveries to 256,676. Sri Lanka has thus far confirmed a total of 283,512 positive cases of COVID-19, while 23,103 patients infected with the virus are currently under medical care. The death toll due to the virus currently stands at 3,733. Another 167,462 individuals were vaccinated against COVID-19 yesterday. The epidemiology unit of the Ministry of Health said 154,962 individuals were administered the first dose of the Chinese-manufactured Sinopharm vaccine, while 11,540 persons received the second jab. 960 individuals received the first dose of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Accordingly, 7,246,983 COVID vaccine doses have been administered in Sri Lanka thus far. The leader of the opposition, MP Sajith Premadasa, says a group of activists, including himself, will oppose the John Kotalavla Defence University Bill based on several concerns. The parliamentarian said he is against the bill as it violates the University Grants Commission Act and attempts to implement proposed universities outside the current legal landscape and outside the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Higher Education and the UGC. A statement by the opposition leader claims that he will oppose government efforts to pass the bill by uniting the Mahasangha, university students, civil society organizations and political parties. The committee appointed to review the demarcation of jurisdiction and to increase the number of courthouses, including the High Courts, presented its report to Justice Minister M.U.M. Ali Sabri, PC, at the Justice Ministry in Colombo 12. The Justice Ministry stated in a press release the report of the committee, headed by Supreme Court Judge Justice Mahinda Samewardena, includes proposals for increasing the number of courts to 125 and for establishing 74 new courts. The statement said, accordingly, 16 High Courts, 21 District Courts, 19 Magistrate Courts and 18 Combined Courts are proposed to be established. The committee also proposed to increase the number of magistrate, district and high court judges by 112 and to expand the number of courts in other existing court complexes. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Call 0718 800 999.
The Wildlife Protection State Minister Vimala Veera Dissanayake says 4 animals, that's 2 chimpanzees and 2 orangutans, are suspected to be infected with the COVID virus at the Dehiwala Zoo. He said the relevant officials have been advised to conduct further investigations to confirm whether the animals are infected with the disease. Earlier, an 11-year-old lion Thor, which is a gift from a zoo in Seoul in 2013, was found positive with COVID, becoming the first known case of an animal contracting it in the country. Later, the 12-year-old lioness Sheena was tested positive. Both the lion and the lioness have recovered. However, the latest health guidelines issued by the health minister said 25% of people can enter the zoological gardens at any given time. The Sri Lanka Police Narcotics Bureau has found 13.9 million rupees in cash buried in a house located in the Hiripita area in Kottava and arrested a suspect in connection with the discovery. According to the police, the money belongs to Charit Sandakalum, alias Ranmalli, one of the leading drug traffickers operating from Dubai. According to the information received about him during the search of the house, the stock of money was found buried in a place on the land. The money and the suspect have been handed over to the Police Narcotics Bureau for further investigations. Sri Lanka has kicked off a submarine cable protection and resilience framework in partnering with the International Cable Protection Committee, an industry body, and the United Nations. In Sri Lanka, the framework was developed by the Telecommunication Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka and the Ocean Affairs, Environment and Climate Change Division of the Foreign Ministry. Technical assistance was given by ICPC, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime Global Maritime Crimes Program, with funding from Japan. The Foreign Secretary Jayannath Colombage said Sri Lanka started on the framework having understood the threats and responsibilities of having several cables running through its jurisdiction. The experience of Sri Lanka is expected to be shared with the other Indian Ocean Rim nations. All that came to you in local news.
An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC. An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to identify appropriate election law reforms and the electoral system has received 155 proposals from 21 political parties and civil organizations. The time period granted by the committee, headed by Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, to submit proposals ended on the 15th of July. Attention will be directed towards the submitted proposals at the next Parliamentary Select Committee meeting. The committee is due to convene at the Parliamentary Complex on the 28th of this month and came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, the police headquarters says a special traffic plan will be implemented along Sri Uttarananda Mavatta in the Kalpiti police area from 6 a.m. tomorrow to minimize possible traffic congestion due to a temporary road development work site in one lane. Accordingly, vehicular movement will only be allowed towards Mohammed Markan Mavatta from the Rotanda junction along Uttarananda Mavatta. Vehicles will not be allowed to enter Uttarananda Mavatta from Mohammed Markan Mavatta for any reason. Vehicles entering Parahara Mavatta from Sir James Pieris Mavatta will not be allowed to travel towards Rotanda junction, while they can turn right at Uttarananda Mavatta and enter Mohammed Markan Mavatta. Vehicular movement along Rotanda Gardens has been restricted to one way from Gold Road to the Rotanda junction. Motorists entering Uttarananda Mavatta can resort to Gold Road, Nava Mavatta and Parahara Mavatta, while Gold Road can be used to enter Rotanda Gardens. And that came to you in Watchlight. Moving on to world news, in the headlines, the British Prime Minister is taking another huge gamble by lifting lockdowns in England from tomorrow. Landslides kill several in India's Mumbai after monsoon rains. Kenya fuel tanker explosion kills 13 in Siaya County. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will place English citizens at the centre of an experiment tomorrow that will give some indication of how well a highly populated country with surging cases of the coronavirus copes when lockdown restrictions are lifted. In Johnson's favour, most of the UK's adult population is now double vaccinated. Despite Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, the other less populous nations of the UK also being highly vaccinated, it is only England that is taking this leap tomorrow. At least 20 people have been killed in landslides and a wall collapse as monsoon rains continue to pour down on Mumbai, India's most populous city. At least 14 people were killed in the coastal Mahul area when a landslide caused a wall to collapse on several homes, India's National Disaster Response Force said today, as rescuers were continuing to search the rubble. Mumbai and its surrounding suburbs, home to some 20 million people, has been pounded by monsoon rains since yesterday. At least 13 people have died after a petrol tanker overturned and caught fire in western Kenya. The crash reportedly happened as the driver tried to avoid a head-on collision with another lorry on the busy road between Kisumu and Busia. People rushed to the scene with jerry cans to siphon off the fuel from the overturned tanker when it exploded. Around 11 people, including children, are in hospital in a critical condition after suffering severe burns. Back to the headlines of the world news. The British Prime Minister is taking another huge gamble by lifting lockdowns in England from tomorrow. Landslides kill several in India's Mumbai after monsoon rains. And Kenya fuel tanker explosion kills 13 in Siaya County. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, number one in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Vietnam had offered to share organic fertilizer technology with Sri Lanka, while the island nation had proposed strengthening Buddhist religious ties and invited the country to invest in a China-backed dollarized investment zone. A foreign ministry statement said Vietnam ambassador to Colombo, Ho Thi Thang Truc, had offered to share her country's experience in introducing organic fertilizer during a meeting with the State Minister of Regional Cooperation, Taraka Balasurya. That came to you in Development News.
Development News was brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, number one in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
In sports, it's cricket. Sri Lanka won the toss and chose to bat in the first ODI against India. The new captain, Dasun Shanaka, citing the Kettarama ground's history of favouring teams, elected to bat first. Both teams handed debuts to aggressive middle-order batters. Ishan Kishan plays an ODI for India for the first time, while Bhanuka Rajapaksa makes his ODI debut for Sri Lanka. Earlier, Avishka Fernando and Minod Bhanuka got Sri Lanka off to a flying start. Avishka made 32 runs before getting out to Shahal and Minod for Kuldeep Yadav for 27 runs. A short while ago, Sri Lanka were 187 runs for the loss of 6 wickets off 40 overs, with Dasun Shanaka and Shamika Karunaratne at the crease. That's sports news. Business news up next.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The National Body for Marketing in Sri Lanka launched the Slim Research Bureau, the research arm of the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, with the aim of driving the country towards a knowledge-based and insight-driven economy. Officially launched virtually via an online platform, SRB is committed towards supporting students, marketeers, SMEs and entrepreneurs to be at the forefront of decision-making and planning as a trusted source of information. This initiative intends to enable education, innovation, ICT, and learning among marketeers, benefiting the marketing community, academia and industry in driving the country towards a knowledge-based economy. That's business news, economic news to follow.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
On to economic news. Fitch Ratings has affirmed the national long-term rating of the People's Bank Sri Lanka at AA, rating the outlook as stable. The People's Bank national long-term rating is driven by its intrinsic credit strength. It balances a superior franchise and funding profile against weaker asset quality, profitability and capitalization and higher risk appetite relative to similarly rated private bank peers. Fitch expects People Bank's tight capital and liquidity positions, which are close to the regulatory minimums, to constrain further aggressive loan book expansion for the near to medium term. And that's economic news.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialog, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Meteorology Department forecast showers to occur at times in the Sabaragamu and Central provinces. Several spells of showers will occur in the Western Province and in the Galle and Matara districts. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour are expected at times across the island, and strong gusty winds up to 60 kilometers per hour at times can be predicted in the western slopes of the Central Hills.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialog, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The head of state informs the Mahasangha on the measures taken by the government to control the spread of COVID-19 and the Kotalavla Defence University Bill. The COVID-19 recovery tally is on the rise. The intensified vaccination program continues. The leader of the opposition says a group of activists, including himself, will oppose the John Kotalavla Defence University Bill. The Parliamentary Select Committee, appointed to identify appropriate election law reforms and the electoral system, receives proposals from 21 political parties and civil organisations. The Justice Minister receives a Judicial Service Development Report. 4 more animals suspected to be COVID positive at the Dehiwala Zoo. The British Prime Minister is taking another huge gamble by lifting lockdowns in England from tomorrow. And Ishan Kishan and Bhanuka Rajapaksa get first ODI caps in the Sri Lanka-India tour opener. That concludes this evening's news broadcast.